Hello and welcome back. This is David from the Personal Finance Squad. We are getting into exercise 13. We just finished up with the automobile related items, and now we're going to get into some other things that can be a little tricky and usually not very fun to manage, and that is the cell phone bill. Now again, just like a TV, everyone just about owns a cell phone that you know of, and so it's a part of your budget on an ongoing basis. And if you have a family, then that is a bigger part of your budget on an ongoing basis. So some basic things in a cell phone, if you've never managed one yourself, or a lot of times people don't really look at their bills, but you need to see how they're broken down, because that can really change the way that your billing structure is all derived, especially if you call them on the phone and ask questions about having an adjusted bill that works for your needs. So you can see here some basic things that many of you may have seen. But cell phone plans are broken down by minutes. You can say, for example, they'd be, here's your minutes at this amount. That's probably for a whole family plan or an individual combined. Oftentimes the megabytes of data is also for a combined for family. Even if it's individual, you just have a straight number. And unlimited texting is becoming pretty normal. And then taxes are in the range of 10%. So for example, we said, hey, this bill was $121, and we laid all this out here through the tax on, and we say, okay, that's our basic bill. Other things, if you go over your data that's provided, you'll see fees that are assessed, and I've seen it where if you go over, just say your 20 megabyte plan that we listed above, every gigabyte you do that, it'll be another $15. Things like this is what you need to keep an eye on here, because that'll add up quickly if you don't watch it. You can certainly go on the services in your phone or go online and find out what your current data usage is, and usually they give you a text of some sort through the company letting you know if you're about to exceed your plan limit. Okay, so the other thing you have to think about is when you're getting a phone or a new one that you've never had, but we're going to assume that you do, is what path do you want to go on? Are you going to lease or are you going to buy? And for most phone carriers, they're getting into the leasing thing. They want people to lease the phones to pay a regular monthly payment like rent on an apartment or a mortgage payment, in a sense, where it's consistent and fixed. But what that means is that the payment will always be there. And the enticing part to the phone owner is that every time a new version of that phone comes out, you will get the latest and greatest. And that way, people like it and they keep paying for it. Now the difference with buying a phone is that you buy it. And you can go on a monthly plan just like the leasing part, but once you own it, and that way you don't have to get the latest phone, and then in a sense you will reduce your costs if you keep that phone after you've purchased it in full. If you're new to this, you can ask a guardian or a parent or somebody, which we've put right here, to let you see their phone bill and how it works for them. If you're an adult that already has a phone, then this is something you don't need to partake in. But I think it's a great idea when we get into this spot right here is that you should really take a peek, if you're allowed to get off your phone plan, to see what else is out there that may be beneficial to you. Some people like Verizon, some people like AT&T, some people like Sprint. Some will say that Verizon's coverage is the best, and that's what I've heard, for example. They don't drop calls as much, your connection's better when you're floating around about town or something. Plans will offer the ability for them to buy out your contract from the old carrier, which will cover any fees for early contract termination, things like that. So what we're saying here is you shouldn't necessarily go just change your phone plan, but you should certainly look at it, especially if you need to really modify your budget and you're not having the kind of budget numbers you need to pay bills down, especially if you're carrying debt in places. These are the types of activities that you need to start thinking about so that you free up more money, because it's more important for your future rather than saying how great my cell phone service is. So nevertheless, you can also just call the phone carrier and look for a plan that works better for you. A lot of times they'll have 3 or 4 packages, and you can decide which ones, again, may benefit you. But they're all vying for your business. So if you're looking to jump ship, you should tell them you might look to do that because you're not getting what you want. And oftentimes they'll find something else to keep you around for a while. So we made sure that we put a couple things in here that, again, understand what the estimated taxes are when you change your phone plan. Some people consider it insurance, and that's great if you lose your phone or break it. And I've had some people in my family who've broken several phones, and it does come in handy. because phones are expensive these days. Brand new ones on the top ends like the Samsung Galaxy Edge or the iPhone 7 coming out, there could be in the range of an $800 purchase price. And of course, that leads into don't forget the case. So these are things you need to figure out if you're getting a new phone, because they're all going to come into play, or definitely with your phone plan, find out what works for you. But it's a good idea to go scrub that every year or every 6 months, depending how diligent you want to be about it. But you should keep an eye on it because it's your money. You need to manage your money in the best possible way. So there's a grid down here at the bottom, as you see, and it's just a simple little format here that you can put in some pieces, and this will allow you to kind of write everything down and get a good visual perspective, and then make a decision that works for you. So again, I hope you're in good shape now with it, and if not, then go perform this exercise, and you get another piece picked off in this budget. Okay, so thanks for joining, and we were going to see you in exercise 13, where we get into cable, satellite, and internet, where there's packaging and bundling. Okay, so thanks for joining, and we will see you in that video.